Well, hello out there in Radio Land, VT Radio Universal. What an exciting day today. I am so excited. This is September and this is the month of celebration. We are celebrating 10 years of Divine Divas ownership. We're celebrating 10 years of me being on the radio, and we're also celebrating 10 years of the date that I put millions of dollars under my pillow. And here it is 10 years later, and the door is open. And so I'm just saying, welcome to the beginnings of new beginnings. And the theme of this is let's grow together. So I have some beautiful guests on here today. I met these women through the 10 years now. See, God put people in your life, and I know He did this for me because I asked Him, send me the right people. Because I don't know nothing about y'all. Yeah. And I don't know the attitude of people, but I was faithful and God sent me. Here it is. We're looking at four beautiful women, each one with their own dreams and visions. But let's meet them and find out a little bit about them. But anyway, let's meet these beautiful women. So since I'm up at the top here and looking right at Renata in her green matching my green, well, Renata, we want to give you a chance to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. And then if you have a business, tell us about your business. What is the name of your business?
Actually, Doris, I am retired from doing healing arts work, massage. I'm a Reiki master, reflexology, aromatherapy. And so recently I just started, probably like the last 4 years, I've been doing, I call it New Earth mentoring. So I'm a counselor. So I get people unstuck. I get people unstuck from where they're stuck. And I use various tools. I use numerology, the power of numbers for insights in your name.
I'm sorry, you said you get people unstuck.
I get people stuck. I get people emotionally unstuck because a lot of us
Okay.
are emotionally stuck.
Unstuck.
We've got
Okay.
we've got some story that we're repeating, and it's time now. We're moving into a new era. So
Absolutely.
we are creating as we go along. So I have a YouTube channel, and it is Renata at Renata World. So I do a lot of demonstrations about different kinds of things people can do. And sometimes I just get on there and just chat.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah, and I have a set of like oracle cards or wisdom cards that I use.
So
Yeah,
where are you from? Where do you practice this business?
Washington. I'm from Washington. I actually live in Tacoma right now. So
Okay.
but I've been in Washington my whole life. I'm 66. I've lived here my whole life. I've been married 37 years to the same wonderful person.
Very good.
And we've
Congratulations.
actually been 37 years. We've been self-employed, had our own businesses the whole 37 years. We've had hair salons, beauty salons, massage establishments, healing establishments.
So
Yeah,
you
so that's
know
most
about businesses. So you have no
most
problem promoting businesses to people that stuck, because that's basically what this ministry is all about. We're going to help people, as you say, get unstuck. But if they're going to get unstuck, what are they going to be doing once they're unstuck? We got to find something to give them to do, which I recommend. Let's figure out what they're good at and create businesses. That's what we do in this ministry. And then we take it out and we spread abroad to make a difference. Can you see yourself
well
collaborating and
what
working something like that?
what's interesting about that, Doris, is when people are stuck, they're stuck on the inside. Their story is old. Their belief systems no longer work for them. And
Mhm.
our planet has gone through a huge shift in the last 3 years with all the lockdowns and that. So my specialty is to assist people in creating a new life story for themselves, period. And then, you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to struggle. Things flow to you. So I help people get unstuck so
Okay.
that they can flow a lot clearer and they can attract the things that they want in their life. And that's a different paradigm altogether. You know,
Well,
there's nothing on the outside of you. Everything is on the inside of you.
mm-hmm,
Everything is on the inside.
mm-hmm.
You know, love more, and then
Love
love
is
more.
the key, for
Yeah.
real. So your business serving people, is there a certain group of people you reach out to? Is it you talk to everybody?
Well, you know, I'm always working. Every time I open my mouth, like you were saying, every time you go out the door, I'm
Yeah.
always sharing that light. I'm always sharing that love 24/7, 365, because that's me. And I've healed a lot of things in my life. And so that humility has allowed me to just share with others. You know, I can relate to a lot of different levels, a lot of different things happening to people, honestly.
Well, you know where I can see that you would be a big help to me because I have a target audience that I'm reaching out to.
Uh-huh.
God said to teach the poor and the less fortunate. So that is my desire. The poor is very smart. They just need, like you said, that mindset to be turned around so they can see that there is other ways in life besides what they are stuck in. So I have an audience I'm looking for, and we're going around the world. God said, teach my people. If they want it, just like Jesus said, if they don't, shake the dust off your feet. Let's just keep going. So that's what we're doing. I'm looking for people to find where can you and I fit. And I got positions for all of you. I got a school. We'll talk about that later, but I'm filling positions and spots. Now, don't worry about the money. He owns the banks. We ain't got to go to no banks. We gon' don't worry. But what you're saying, it sounds really good, Renata. I like what you're saying. So
Once people master their emotions, Doris, everything is really good for them.
I know
Once you
it, and
your emotions, everything is good for you. You're in a different flow, a different space.
but
You're
you
in a
know
different
what?
level of knowing.
But you know what I'm finding out?
What?
That there are so many people are on the same level that you are needing to get to it's the mindset. We got to get, and how are we going to get to the mindset? Through education. So God sent an education business so we can give back to the less fortunate. And there is where our joy is going to come from. I tell you, dream big is all I'm telling you. So did I ask you how do your business help others? Am I kind of like double repeating myself?
No, you
It's
didn't
okay.
ask that.
Okay,
You
so
can,
how does your business help others? That's the last question.
you're good. I directly help people create a better flow in their life. I help them
Amen.
release trauma and challenges, drama.
Oh yeah,
and
is there a
trauma
name for
in
your
their life.
business? What's the name of it again?
Actually, Doris, it's just Renata. It's Renata World. It's just me. You know,
Renata World. I
Renata
love
World.
that. Don't y'all like that? That's kind of cute, isn't it? Renata
Uh-huh.
World. Okay, then, Renata, we done found out about you. It all sounds good. Don't forget to leave your information in the chat because when we have
And
things,
my email and that.
we want to be able to collaborate. And when we collaborate, I want to be in the mix. And whatever we do, God said to bless his people. So we will be blessing one another when we do this. And I am around the world. So if y'all want to go further, hang with me and I will bring you in front of more people. Okay, we got the lady down here at the bottom underneath Renata World is Madonna Hannah, the runner, y'all. She's a runner. Oh my goodness, I just can't wait. She's got a long rap sheet to tell you about, but it's a good one. And she's a great example. You know, Jessica just said her age now, Mrs. Hannah. We got to tell our age up in here because these people that's listening, they need to get up off of something because we are examples. Who are you, first of all? Tell us a little bit about you, Mrs. Hannah.
Doris, thank you so much for inviting me
You're
here
welcome.
along with these three other extraordinary ladies.
Mhm.
I am Madonna Hannah, and I am presently residing in the state of Washington, although I was raised on the East Coast in the Boston area and worked in the fashion industry on the East Coast in Boston and in New York. And when my husband and I moved to Washington State, I started teaching fashion marketing, did that for 32 years, taught mostly teenagers.
Oh, I know that was interesting.
Yes, yes. Oh, yes, 32 years with teenagers. I did for 9 years work at a technical college, and that is where I met Doris's late husband, John, who was a student in my class. At a technical school, you can be from 16 to 80. And he fit somewhere in there.
Mhm. Yeah, he was the oldest in the class.
He
But the
was
sign is never too late, though. That's a good
oh,
sign. It's
no,
never too late, isn't it?
it
Okay.
never, and that's part of my thing too. And Doris, I do have to share this because this
Okay.
is I'm a public speaker as well as some other things too. But what has become one of my stories to tell? Doris wanted me to speak at her husband's funeral. And when it came around to introducing John's teacher, I guess they figured because John was, pretty close. He was looking at 80, right? He was looking at 80. And of course, when someone says, "Oh, his teacher is
Yeah.
here," you're thinking, well, John's close to 80, like
Mm-hmm.
teacher. And here I come stepping down the aisle to the podium. And I noticed that people were looking at me kind of oddly because they weren't expecting me to look younger than John. And then I explained that he was my student at Bates Technical College. He was the oldest student in the class. So that settled some people down. But, some of them looked a little bit unnerved, So anyway, I presently am transitioning. As I said, I am a public speaker, and it is my purpose to inspire, empower, and motivate people to find their purpose and know their destiny in their lives, and to also be a pebble in a pond. When you toss a pebble into a pond, it radiates out ripples.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that when you share your talents and skills, that you can help other people, and that they will also share their talents and skills. I would also at this time like to share. Can you all see this?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Sometimes in life, we think we're making plans, but God has other plans for us. And my divine appointment at the age of 57 was to run 100 meters, something that I had absolutely no prior experience, but my husband had track and field experience. And when God decides for you to do something, he makes a way for you to do it. And my first race, I won 50 and 100 meters at the state level. And now I'm running at a national level. When my husband passed away, he did say that I should continue to run. And as I said, God makes a way. I now have another coach. He's a millennial. He is a 3-time Olympic hopeful, and which means that he's going to try he's trying for the Olympics again. He's 29 and he has been instrumental in me moving up in the ranks at the national level. I was at the middle of the pack and now I'm top 5 in the 50 and the 100 meters nationally.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yes.
These are women. Wait a minute now. Are these women, the people you're running with, are they more like your age or they are all ages? Tell us about your group.
Well, when you compete in the senior games, like I compete in the Washington State Senior Games, you need to be 50 in
Mhm.
order to compete 50 to 100 plus. And
Mm.
You
50
qualify, when you qualify for your state, then you can compete at the national level. And although it says national, there are people from around the world who compete and many people who have broken world records. So I'm competing against those people. Like I said, sometimes in life you make plans, but yet God has a different plan
Mhm.
for the magazine that I held up is the latest issue of 253 Lifestyle magazine for September and October. Now I'm going to be 70 this coming Sunday. I am going to be a sensational 70. And little did I know, like I said, I had no idea that at this age I would be doing what I'm doing. Or in the case of being on the cover of this magazine, this is my 3rd magazine cover, and there's a 4th one coming up. And I also am a freelance writer for AARP, the American
Oh.
Association of Retired
Wow.
People. And an article that I wrote for them captured the attention of the Today Show, and they thought my story was inspiring, and I thank you. And they flew out here and interviewed me at my home and also on the track, and aired my interview on Martin Luther King Jr. Day earlier this year. And then they re-aired it on Juneteenth as part of their June special. So sometimes you never really know what your purpose and destiny is. You may think it's one thing, but when God calls on you and says you're going to do something that you've never done before in your life and it's not on your radar, it's kind of good to listen because you don't know God's full plan, and his plan with me continues to evolve. And I know that whether I'm on the track or being interviewed on television, or if I'm giving a speech, I know that God knows that there's somebody out there that needs to hear
Mhm.
what I'm saying. I may never meet that person or the number of people. I may never reach them, but I know that God knows that who I'm supposed to reach, who is supposed to be inspired, motivated, and empowered by me. When I taught in the classroom, I have a legacy already with my former students. And as of now, through God, I am creating another legacy, which
Is
he
that
already.
is it a business, this next legacy you're doing? Are you creating a business? How are you?
Well, I'm in transition right now because of all of the media opportunities
Uh-huh.
that have come my way. And I even had a sponsor, at the age of 69, I've got a sponsor by a major company, and, things are continuing to, come my way. So I'm going to be sitting down in a couple of weeks and looking at everything that's been happening, and I'm going to reshape my website.
Mhm.
And I really believe that my business is going to be speaking.
Amen. We need that too. I'm looking for speakers too. I'm
Right.
covering every base that it is. If it's available, we are going to do it in here. So yes, I'm looking for public speakers because we will be going around the world, y'all. So be ready. That's all God he said, be ready. Very
Well, yes, to be ready. I mean, I was already a public speaker because I'm an advocate for children who are bullied, and
oh yeah.
and your late husband was involved in the Bates Buddy
Yes,
program.
I remember the buddy program. You want to tell them about that? Mrs. Hannah is a superstar, okay? I just,
Yeah.
I've been knowing her. Okay, John, I met John in 1989, and he was in school with Mrs. Hannah at the time, and that's when I met Mrs. Hannah. And John was like 46 years old at the time when I met him. So that was the age he was in your class. He was in his 40s, late 40s, almost 50. So never too late, never too late. Renata, what's up, girl?
Oh, well, you know what?
You
I
want
would
to
love
ask
to
Mrs.
hear,
Hannah something?
I would love to hear from the other ladies too, and then maybe we can get back to Madonna.
Oh, okay then. Well, that sounds good. Is that okay, Mrs. Hannah? We'll give let's see what Jessica talking about.
No, I'm good. I'm listening. I'm just listening.
Was up.
I don't know. It sounded like Mrs. Hannah wasn't speaking there for a minute. I couldn't hear her. Well,
I said I was waiting for you to tell me when my 10 minutes was up.
oh no, well, you know what, child? We're just talking. I didn't forget about that. But anyway, we'll come back. Let's talk to Jessica. And it's Colleen. Colleen is still there. She just got everything quiet. Jessica.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am, I'm still
In the
here.
hot seat. It is time for you to just open up. I know you're not in business yet because, that's why I didn't ask Mrs. Hannah, because she's not in business yet. But I know somewhere in there, God is saying business, because that's how we're going to connect. So tell us who you are and what's going on in your life. Tell us the exciting things you're getting ready to do too.
Well, I don't know about exciting, but it's kind of exciting. My place that I've been here for 5 years since I left Washington State in 18, and I live in what you call a classic. 5 years ago on October. And I'm moving to a new unit, but I'm staying on campus. So that was kind of like a trigger for my anxiety, because I go, man, I just got settled here, and I'm kind of a pack rat. I like nice things like crystals and stuff like that. Anyway, so then I thought about the stuff. I should have blessed somebody in Seattle with that stuff. I should never brought that junk here with my new life. And that's what I'm learning right now in terms of me being frustrated with all the stuff that I now have to find somewhere to donate stuff, which is okay. But it's time consuming, which I could have just left it there or did it earlier. But with the COVID and everything, you couldn't really do anything. But I do want to find a place where I can be comfortable and be myself and help people as well. I do, but I don't know where. I'm just waiting on God to place me there. Right now, I have boxes all over everywhere.
Oh, I know that could be crazy. Well, I just want you to know, if you're waiting on something from God, honey, if you done ask, all you do is you just move towards
I'm waiting.
that.
Yeah,
You're going to get it. Just keep working forward.
yes.
You'll get it. And hopefully up the road of peace, you'll be ready. You're all settled in. And my door is wide open for you. Anything you want, if you want to help out with growth in the ministry, I'm needing people to work with me, and I'm hiring people too.
Whether you think, whether you think, because you know my personality, so you know, and I'm calmer now because my spirit is at a different place,
Yeah,
and I find myself talking to God more, as
yeah.
making him my friend as opposed to
Uh-huh.
feeling intimidated by him.
Well, I just want to let you in on a little secret.
Yes, ma'am.
He's right beside you.
Yes.
Remember, he said he'll never leave you or forsake you.
Yeah.
That means he's right there beside you. He's beside us. I say this because I had a gentleman on the radio last week, a week or so. His name is Thomas Caddy, and his business is he teach people sales. And you know, we all are in sales. And you know, I've been in sales all my life. I came up in businesses and sales, and I've been in customer service. Every job I've had has been in front of people, y'all.
Wow.
If I would get a job and somebody would say, oh no, I remember when I first came here to the state of Washington and I got a job at Sears. The position was in the cafeteria. I would take anything. I go in there and I interview for that particular job. You know what that manager told me? No, you don't need to be flipping nobody's hamburgers, honey. We can put you on the sales floor.
I've been there.
Ever since. Yes, my personality is to be in front of people. And that's basically, really, when you look at it, that's basically what we all got to do. That's why God gave us these mouths and 2 ears to go out in front of people. And I find that the only way you're going to go out in front of people, if you got something to take to them, now y'all can relate. And this is where I talk a lot about the churches because the churches are not doing what we are doing. I came up with the vision. I asked God, show me what to do. Send me the people. It took 9 years to create a story. It took 9 years to create 4 companies and putting people in those positions to go out and give back and work and help the people. 9 years. And the 10th year, he showed now it's time to go out and execute. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm looking for people, and I'm dealing with you guys first. We will be doing events. Any events we come up with, let's get something going and get the people in front of us. And I did meet someone with a location. I'm talking to her. I can rent her spot, y'all. She's got this long table in this building where you can do meetings and just bring people. Because I think what God is saying, that bring people in front of us. Let's sit them down and let's meet them, and then we disperse with wherever we got to go with them. Meaning, if you got to do a Zoom meeting, then you can do that too. But we still got to find that moment where we can connect with the people, and then we spread abroad. How does that sound? Does that sound okay to everybody?
Yes.
That is so awesome. Awesome,
Mhm.
always.
Okay, Colleen,
Connecting is the first thing.
can you say something? You want to speak?
Oh, sure. First, I don't know. I feel like I need to say I'm gonna give honor and glory to God right now.
Amen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, for your encouraging words as well. What I do is I started my company a few years ago. I have they ain't all the way operating. However, when you're doing stuff alone, it's kind of tedious, when you don't have no help, especially when you don't even know what you're doing. However, I
Right.
did choose to, I felt like I felt like I was following the vision that God gave me. My first entity is Colleen's Growing Hands, which is a nonprofit. I go out and I do community events, feeding the homeless and trying to like help with resources or whatever, and whoever, that whatever they need, I try to see that we can try to give something to them. One of our other partners that Doris and I have, her name is Marzella. We've done one of those together, a couple of those together, and it's about resource giving back, trying to help out in the community and spread God's love. Then I continue to do them. I've collaborated with co-workers and pastors, and I'm continuing to do community events. We go out and we grill and we serve hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever is sufficient for us at the time, what we can, afford. And we had a nurses station this time where people, was able to be bandaged and, get a couple of their wounds, bandaged up and things. Like I say, we got a couple of people saved, and brought back to Christ, and, just listening to people, meeting people where they are. It was amazing, and that's what we do. We're continuing to have community events. My other entity is Dreamweaving Peer Counseling Services. I'm a certified peer counselor, and I just love helping people. I've been doing that all my life, and it's a passion. I was a CNA for over 30 years, and it's just a passion of mine helping people in general. I'm always looking for a way to help someone. And
Great.
that's me in a nutshell right there.
That's
And
me in a
right now
nutshell.
right now I'm just trying to help myself get out this hospital. So
Yeah, you gonna be out. It's gonna be
Me
good.
out of there, Colleen. You know,
and just to think, it's been 5 years since you left Washington. Time has flown because I
I
swear
know,
it feels
right?
like
I go,
it feel
what?
like I met you like maybe a
We was
couple
on the
years
radio,
ago or
yeah.
something. Yeah. Wow, 5 years. Wow, time is
5.
flying. Time is flying,
5.
y'all. But we gotta just be blessed with the time God has given us to
Mhm.
come together and do His will. And
Mhm.
I'm excited about our ventures together. And with God's will, we gonna do what we supposed to do for Him, and it's gonna be all good.
Yes, it's gonna be
And I
all
just can't wait.
Colleen,
no.
I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
see, you've been with me for a long time. You've been
Yes.
with me almost to 10 years because I
Yes.
met you in the nail shop, and I was in there today, and I said, ladies, don't y'all believe can you believe I've been coming here for 10 years?
Yeah.
I tell you a lot about
Yeah.
once I get connected with something good, I don't leave it.
Yes.
Yes.
So Colleen, I met her in the nail shop doing what I do so well, passing out business cards. And she said, you didn't give me a card. I said, honey, don't worry, I'll be right over there. No problem.
Yes.
Don't feel I'm trying to get you. I'll be right over there. And she and I made a connection, and she's been with me. I put her on the radio. See, that's what I do. I put you on the radio and let God use you. And then once he started using you, then I see, well, he's using it. You put her on here for a reason so we can find out what's going on, and then we can grow together. How do you guys feel about what I'm doing by connecting with other businesses, bringing other businesses in this circle so y'all can meet and collaborate? Something is up, and I mean, God just gave me all these visions, y'all. I asked for them, I prayed for them, and I got them.
If you really look at it, people all around the world is doing this. And I believe it's God's way of letting everybody know that we need each other. And we're to
Absolutely.
do this together. And it's
Absolutely.
all for His purpose.
You,
So
yes.
that's the key. And because people are so led by I, so many green-eyed envies out here. It's so greed and power is the ruler. And when people need to know, hey, it's enough for everybody. And if we all live in the love of Christ, we all supposed to do this together, one body for God.
Mhm.
And that's what's supposed to be happening. And I
Well,
believe that's what is happening all around the world.
amen. Well, that is definitely the goal for me. And when I first started 10 years ago, I started at ground zero. I was walking by faith, y'all. You're right, Colleen, you don't know what you're doing half the time. But see, God, it's opportunities is what God gives us. But you need
Mhm.
an opportunity if you're not out there putting something out for an opportunity
That's right.
to come. So here's where we will be working really faithfully with people. And I also want to collaborate with the churches too, you guys, because all
Mhm.
of us, we need to be into this together. The churches need to be working with us so we can bring people. Let's just find out how we can get these people moving the right way, the best way we know how. Renata,
Mhm.
Yes, Doris. So when I met you through a friend of mine in Asia at Crystal Spirit,
yeah,
you would go in and get some readings. I've done your numbers before. But Doris, I'm not Christian. Love love is the answer for everything. So I feel it's super important to be able to embrace all faiths and all religions. And not everybody wants to be saved by Jesus, okay?
right. Well, I understand.
But
And
Doris,
there's a,
I'm just saying, Doris,
yeah,
I'm speaking and you're not letting me speak.
go ahead.
Okay. But love encompasses everything on this planet. And so if you want to embrace all faiths and all religions, that's a wonderful thing. Now, I just wanted to add that point, and I was feeling a little left out. So I
I'm
just wanted
sorry,
to add
but
my
love
2 cents.
is the key. It
Love
is
is the
the
key.
key. And you know, that was one main thing that Jesus left. But I'm not knocking anybody in their beliefs. As long as you got a good heart and treating people right, girl, I couldn't care less because that's what it is. If you have
Yes,
a gift and you got to give, you use your gift. There are
absolutely.
people out there that might not want to hear nothing about Jesus, but if they get love, let's face it, if they got love, then honey, it is Jesus, whether they want it
Yeah,
or not.
yeah,
But
God is
love,
love.
it's all
God is
about love.
God is on the inside of us. It's
Right.
rising up on the inside of us. There's nothing else
Absolutely.
in that respect.
You're
I
right.
just have
And I don't
yeah.
want to get too much like people think I'm so like, I'm not religious. I'm a Christian. I live a
Spirit.
good
Okay.
life. But as far as being
Yeah.
religion, I don't know. It's too much complication going on with it.
There's too much dogma. There's too much dogma relegating how you're supposed to behave. A prescription, should, shouldn'ts, devil, like there's none of that happening in this world.
It's
We are the ones that are creating, and we're the action figures down on this planet Earth. We are the ones making the changes, and our thoughts, words, actions, and deeds matter. We all have value, and we've been on this planet being shown that we don't have value. These last 3 years have kind of shown that to a lot of people. And so now it's time to create that spiritual sovereignty, to take back your freedoms that should have never been taken back before. And love dissolves everything.
yes,
Love. Love dissolves everything.
it does.
You know, and there's always going to be a certain amount of darkness, right? But there can be a profound amount of love.
Yeah, well, you know, they say everybody is not going to go for whatever is going on, and that's understandable. But
Yep.
for us, we have to connect to see who does. I'm not here to be bragging and dragging nobody on. Everybody have choices. If I lay down to show you the choices now, it's up to you. If you want to stay where you are or get up and move. That's what we do. We're giving people the opportunity to you either stay where you are and keep getting the same results, which is insanity, or get up and do something different and see the power of the spiritual realm making a difference in your life. So if you don't believe in did you say you don't believe in Christianity? Let's get this straight.
No. I said that I'm not Christian.
You're not
I'm
Christian.
not Christian.
No.
No, I don't ascribe.
So
I don't
does
ascribe to any
anybody-
particular belief necessarily. So I ascribe to many different faiths and beliefs. You know, I have my own philosophy about life. Hence, Renata World.
Okay. So when you say Christian, you're saying you don't follow these religions.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I would say that I'm more in the spiritual realm than I would
Spiritual
be
realm.
any particular religion. You know,
Yeah.
grand organizing design is a great
No, it's
act,
organized.
you know.
Well, I think what I was trying to say is that I am a spiritual being, not
Spiritual, yes.
I'm spiritual as far as
Because you're non-denomination, right?
say what?
You're non-denomination, right?
Well, you talk about my ministry? This
Yeah.
ministry?
Yes.
It's a business. It's nothing. It's nothing of the sort.
Right.
An LLC on the end of it. I run my business, my ministry as a company. But the concept is to get to these people and let's get into their minds and educate them, because it's not happening no other way. It's doing it small. If each one of us get out here and be the change, we can do whatever is necessary to make a difference in these people's lives. And if any growth, we know where it all comes from. The growth comes from above. The spiritual realm is where the growth comes from. So we just got to do our part. And that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for people. We're going to be collaborating. We're going to put on events. We're going to talk this thing through. And whatever you do, we're going to do it together. You come through me. And whatever the bottom line is, we're going to sign contracts and we're going to go out here and do what it is we said we're going to do. I want to do speaking events around the world. I want to travel. I want my passport so we can travel. I done already spoke a jet airplane, honey. So all these companies I got, my jet is sitting right over there waiting. Yeah, it's waiting, honey.
Oh,
and I got the world sitting here waiting with me. After 10 years, people are finally reaching out to me because I don't know anything about the people. The people are coming to me. So I was faithful and I waited. So now I'm just looking for those that want to ride on this train. If you feel it's not for you, baby, it's no pressure. We're not begging nobody to do nothing. But we gonna do what we gotta do, because if we're out here representing the Lord and we speaking about the Lord, well, that's what basically a lot of people are living according to. So those that want it will listen. Those that don't, then we're gonna love them regardless. So anybody else got something to say? No?
Well, my thought is that Jesus was about relationships.
Uh-huh.
This is what everybody basically has been talking about. You get out there and you speak to people, which is what Jesus did, because it wasn't about a church or a building. It was about getting out there amongst the people that you're talking about, Doris, people who are, whether they're underprivileged or underserved, it's just getting out, getting to know people, listening to what their concerns are. And if there's a way to help them, that's what you do. And that's what Jesus did, basically. And that's what he was teaching his disciples to do. He was teaching them how to help people, because there were plenty of times when the disciple questioned Jesus, like, why are you helping that person? A person who was born blind. And they said, well, why do you want to help him? But it didn't matter to Jesus. And it just puts me in the mind of what Renata is doing, because it doesn't matter who you are or what religion you are involved in. The bottom line is,
right,
you're in a situation where you're stuck. I can help you, or in her case, she can help you to find your way so that you can learn and contribute to society, so that they can motivate, empower, and inspire people, which is what I was talking about before. When you're a pebble and you take your experiences and you help somebody else who is stuck. Right now, I see that our country is in trouble. We are still a young country, 300 years, and we moved very quickly to a certain part of growth. And we've hit a really big bump in the road where when you look at our future, which is the children who are coming up and teenagers, a lot of them have lost hope and they're committing suicide.
Mhm.
They're committing suicide because somebody said something about them online. And I've talked to young people about that. Don't go online. You don't know who these people are. Why are you giving them power? And as Renata was talking about people's emotions, and they get stuck, there's some insecurity in there. Okay. And then as far as our politics and our leaders, well, somebody once said, man is the only animal who will follow a weak leader, because in the animal nation, the strong ones are the ones that, lead the herds and whatever. So, I understand what your mission is, and this country is at a point where, yes, we need all hands on deck to unstick people emotionally, especially emotionally, like you said, Renata, because unfortunately, people, young kids and adults who you think should be responsible enough and have common sense enough to know that you don't lead by emotions.
Mhm.
And you don't help people by emotions. You have got to you've got to be unstuck so that you can move forward as an individual, and then you move people forward in a group, and you move your city, county, state, nation forward, person by person by person.
And one of the reasons that I am very adamant about making a difference as well, to be honest, each of us on here we are the last generation. Think about it. We're in our 60s. Most of us in our 60s. Jessica, you might be in your later 60s, or you might be in your 70s, right?
What?
Yeah, we're talking about age right now.
Oh, yeah.
Each person that's in their 60s and 70s. We are the last of the generation. Once we're gone, who's next? These young kids. We have to find where there is a possibility to give back to these people, whichever way we can. Only we just got to be still and move, have a good heart, a caring heart, love for people, and let's just go do what needs to be done. Whether people are spiritual or not, they will find out that there is someone out there supernatural that's, what they call it? The universe. They said the universe. The universe is real. And there is something real going on in this universe, because I myself am gifted with a powerful gift. Whatever comes out of my mouth, it happens. So that's powerful.
Yeah.
And I don't go saying around bad things about people. I have done it. I learned that when I was upset with John. I'd say things and I'm like, oh my goodness, it really did happen. So I realized that is a gift, a negative or positive. So I made an assumption, I made a decision to no longer use that gift to speak in a negative form. So we got to go and educate the people what's in your mouth. Your mouth is powerful, and we can show them that they can get out of this, whichever way, however it takes. Okay, Renata, what's up?
No, I was just saying universe, uni, one verse, music, one verse. There is only one verse, universe. That's what the universe is. one. Uni means one verse. So there is only like one nation, you know, we're moving toward unity. And if we're all split on the inside, you do have to feel your feelings and you have to embrace them. I say embrace to erase. We've been taught for a long time to ignore our feelings, and that's not real efficient because like attracts like. More resistance gets you more resistance. I work with basic universal principles that have nothing to do with religion at all. They have to do with the grand source and connection with everything.
Got it.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that's good. You need to let people know that as well. And then, of course, we all have choices. Then the people will choose. And whatever they choose, we're going to be very happy with that. Thank you for that. Anybody else have anything they want to add to making a difference in the world? All I know is I am ready to start planning, doing different things, events. So, like speaking events, Mrs. Hannah, that's something we could work on. I would love to be able to put on an event where we can speak to the people. But really, the speaking in so many ways, we want to still be able to teach them where they will have a choice to be empowered or inspired. That's the whole setup. We want to inspire people. So I'm looking forward to working with each of you if that is something that you would like to do. Colleen, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am, I am still here.
Oh, well, you are so look in the
Look, you
hospital.
ride or
It
die.
sounds so spunky. That's
Hey,
good, Colleen.
I
You
know,
got-
I
right?
said earlier, I said God make everything look and sound good. I tell you, and no offense to, I'm not, that's just my belief, and I'm not trying to offend anyone or anything.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
main thing is, one thing that I can definitely agree upon that was said is love is the key. Love is the
Absolutely.
key to everything.
It is.
And if you're not
Absolutely.
living with love, then it's not, nothing's gonna work, because love, it covers everything. It's patient, it's kind. What does it say about love? It's
Long suffering.
everything. So, exactly. So we definitely, if you're not moving from a place of love, then you might want to rethink what angle you're going at it from.
Yeah. And me, myself, I know love because, I've been blessed with Carlos. I'm telling you, it is a special kind of love. I am here to tell you. And if I can love my son the way I love him, I got to go out and give this love to somebody else because I believe that Carlos was given to me for a particular reason to show me love because I came up, I didn't get no love when I was coming up. We all came up in a time and an era where our people came up in certain times of life. And what did we do? We followed what we followed. But thank goodness that the chain has been broken. We're no longer like what we went through when our people went through it. We have power within ourselves beyond compare. We are creators. All you got to do is you were created by the creator. So Renata, do you believe in God at all? Is that what you're saying? No. I'm kind of
Or I said that I have no religious percepts and I'm not Christian is what I said, but God, love, that's the whole thing. But there's no white man up in the sky saying you got this and you got that. There's none of that going on. This is a dimensional construct. There's not even a sex to the God thing. It's neutral. It's the universe. It's consciousness, Doris. It's everything. And we are everything. I like to say we're it and a bag of chips. And what's happening now is we all have to acknowledge our value. You talk about love, but love of self first. Yeah. We're talking, you need to be, do everything for everybody else. No. Let's reverse that. Love thyself first. And if you think you've done too much, love thyself more. And you learn to create clear boundaries for yourself. You learn to feel what feels right. And you move in that direction. And you don't need prescriptions from the outside of you to tell you how to behave, how to act. Even our body has a natural circadian rhythm. And so I don't need to set a clock to wake up. My body knows when it's time to wake up. So we have natural flows and seasons, times that we need to adhere and realign ourselves to. This idea of being able to shop online 24/7, that's not really a great thing. And to be able to work around the clock all the time and to have all these different side hustles. And I agree with you. I think it's real important to kind of have more of a grassroots movement where we are the present that people unwrap by our presence in their life. That's really the deal. And I get you. You're raised Christian. I get you. I was not. So I don't have any of that dogma to dispel at all. But do I believe in the grandness of divinity that lives inside of us? Yes. Do I believe in self-mastery? Absolutely. You say it comes from God and above. Okay, that's cool. It doesn't matter. The result is actually the same. I am open to the source. I am open to the information that flows in from the universe, from the galaxy. So I didn't do, like, for instance, the 2 or 3 years we were closed down, I didn't do the vaccine. I didn't feel threatened by any of that. I knew how to take care of my health. I would share that with a lot of people. When we had our radio show that you turned me on to, thank you for that. That was the one reason why we did the live in studio show. It was wonderful. Because it showed people, like, don't be afraid. You don't need to wear a mask. And there's another mandate out there again for that. And I just tell people, you do what you do. But, what you do with your health is nobody's business except for your doctor and maybe your family. So all this threatening people that they did before, all the threatening, like, well, you're going to lose your job. They're having to reverse a lot of that stuff and pay back a lot of people. And they're attempting to do that again. So I'm saying it's like, spiritual sovereignty is like, wake up on the inside. Don't go around muzzleating. Don't go around holding your light down. You totally matter. Every time you breathe, that's breathing in the breath of life. That is God. Okay. So maybe we disagree with how we say that or where it comes from, but you're it and a bag of chips. We all are. And you're right. It is this older generation that has a lot more wisdom that we're bringing along. And you're right. You do speak things into existence. Totally. 100%. And it comes from your heart. And once you run things from your heart up the center and then into the connect with source and back out, yeah, it's like magic. But a lot of people don't know how to use their magic. They don't know how to open that door. I can show you some ways to get those keys to open the door.
Yeah, well, that's what we need to get to the people. We need to let them know that they do have these powers.
People have direct revelation. People have direct revelation to source. They just have to open up to it. And a lot of people don't know that they're closed. They'll give lip service to that, but I'm not about lip service. Self-mastery is like honoring the essence of who you are. And the essence of who you are, really, my friend, is God.
Which is a spirit.
In action, the spirit. That is the spirit. And the religiosity has been contorted, rewritten, biblical licensing. I'm not sure what I want to say about that, but it's been a really crazy thing that's gone on. Maybe they had Netflix back then. They got 1 and 2, 3 stories of, things that are written. So the real thing is love. That's like untainted. If God is love, mankind has moved so far off to the left from that and off to the right from that. I agree. We need to come back to center. And how do you come back to center? But you demonstrate. You demonstrate that in your words, action, thoughts, and deeds. And pretty soon you line up with yourself. You line up with your own power. Boom. You are like a powerhouse. I agree with you, Doris. We probably say it a little bit differently, but I agree with you.
Well, I appreciate that because at first it threw me a little bit, but each one, but you're coming back around and it's sounding better than the way it first came out. But our time is up. We got like a half of a minute. I want to thank each of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and just share your thoughts and your heart and your feelings. As I say, I am looking for people to grow together. And if there's a fit, then we'll take it from there. but at least we'll just wait and see what the future holds. How about that? Colleen, we're praying
Yes, ma'am.
complete
Yeah, feel better, boo boo.
healing for you.
Yeah, thank you,
And
boo.
you got here in agreement. One
Yeah.
thing we know Jesus did say, you pray and you ask, and he's in the midst. I believe and I feel he's in the midst with us because right here with me. But anyway, not but he's in the midst. He said, consider it done. You are going to
Amen.
be well, but when you get out of there, drink alkaline water, girl. Pay a little bit extra for that good water.
I know that's
Flush
right. I
your
gotta
soul
come
out.
over there and get
Listen,
some from you.
come get some water if you need it. I will
Okay.
supply you with good water. I
Thank you,
drink
darling.
alkaline water. I have a machine
I
that
do
I
Such
too.
a
Not
pleasure
all the time, but I drink
meeting
it.
all of you ladies, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us and just all of us in general, you know, whether it be together or separate. However, I pray it's together because we have a powerhouse and a wealth of knowledge to distribute to this world. And we
Yes.
do. I see now we got a lot of passion and love to
Yes.
distribute as well. And that's where we're going to defeat all this wickedness out here is with the
That's
love.
our end.
And I see it
Mhm.
all in all of us, and I
Yes.
just can't wait to see what is in store for us as we change the world as we're meant to.
Amen.
Yeah,
Well,
just enhance it.
thank you everyone for coming
Thank you,
on.
Miss D.
And we will do this again and know what we're going to do now is we're getting ready to get in this universe. God says, jump. I'm
Yes.
jumping in the ocean and the dolphins, they're going to save me. I ain't messing around. Thank you.
I'll be down the shore holding the
everyone.
towel.
Yes.
So Renata, Colleen, thank you
Okay,
guys.
I love your hair.
God bless
I love your hair.
everyone.
And
Thank you.